Good morning and welcome to another edition of the One Kindred, One Business Initiative series. My name is Kenneth Amechi. I'm a professor of business and sustainable development at the University of Edinburgh in the United Kingdom. I also hold a chair in sustainable finance at the European University Institute in Florence, Italy. I am also the chief economic advisor to the Imo State government, a role I do on a part-time basis. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to today's edition and hope that we have a lively session as ever. So I invite my co-moderator, Dr. Judy Nzako, to introduce himself.
Hello, viewers. Thank you, Prof. Viewers, panelists, you're welcome to today's webinar. My name is Dr. Judy Nzako. I have expert background in finance, technology, and law. Today, we'll be sharing some experiences with you and the public. And of course, today's promised to be one of those interesting webinars we've had in the past. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed today.
Okay, great. So for those who don't know One Kindred, One Business Initiative and what it stands for, we have a short ad that will explain that, and you'll hear it in a moment. So let's listen to it.
Susie, name I give you some. What taking with alone? Know your company. You see one name, Badu do. Oh, you can't run your company with her. Namuke, Okobi. Eleke Okobi. Eko to penye mazo. Ahu shele manya. Ahu mchorenye maka. Yabu ne nube maka Okobi. Ngwa gente. Okobi watu matoma gọọmenti hiwere. Iji kochapo obiam na akpụ ndị mmadụ isi agara. Okobi ga-ekewapụta ohere ọrụ. Maka gị o, maka ọha obodo gị niile. Naanị legharị anya gburugburu gị. Chepụta nnọọ ihe ọbụla gị na ụmụnne na ụmụnna gị, ndị enyi ma ọ bụ ndị obodo gị nwere ike ịgbakọta aka mepụta ya mma dịka ịzụ ọkụkọ, azụ, oke bekee, ịkọ pineapple, ịsụ mmanụ nkwụ ma ọ bụ mmanụ aṅụ na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche. Unu hazichi usoro eji eme ya ka ọ bụrụ ihe ga-amịpụta ego. Unu agbapụzie ya ọsọ ga-akpọtụrụ onye ji ọkwa chief economic advisor n'ọchịchị steeti Imo. Ọ ga-agbazi unu olu nye unu ntụziaka, hazie ụkpụrụ a ga-eji mee ya ka ọ kwụsị ike ma mịta ezi mkpụrụ. Ọ ga-enyekwa aka n'ikewapụta ohere ọrụ nye ndị na-achọ ọrụ n'obodo. Biko nye m akara ekwentị ha ka mkpọ ahụ ozugbo. Ngwa were ihe dedata ya 07013512035 07013512035 ma ọ bụ 09114360076 09114360076. Ịkpọrọ ha ị ga-enweta ọsịsa maka ihe niile gbasara Okobi. Okobi wa atụmatụ bụ ịgba Shared Prosperity Government nke Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. Okobi, ụmụnna wike, ọwụ ha agha.
So welcome again and good morning. Let's go straight to the panelists. Adeze, please, what are your thoughts about cooperative in Imo State and the opportunities?
Yeah, cooperative businesses are mainly businesses that are owned by members, where they pool resources together to their own benefits and also to maximize profit. It is basically meant to help them achieve their common goals. So that's what cooperative is all about. And it also creates opportunities for shared prosperity among the members. It enables them to participate in large sectors of the economy that ordinarily they will be inaccessible for them. So cooperative businesses are joint businesses, joint business venture. And that is one thing that Okobi represents. It's actually one of the conditions or prerequisites for a business to be seen as a One Kindred, One Business Initiative. It has to be registered as a cooperative business.
Okay. So sorry, you didn't introduce yourself. I should have invited you to do so. Maybe you can introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay. My name is Adeze Nwaka. I work with the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State government. I'm in charge of the external communications and advocacy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Mrs. Sojina, I can see you are on. Is it possible to reflect on the opportunities you see for cooperative business in Imo State?
Mrs. Eberoji. Director Cooperatives, Imo State. Thank you so much.
Okay, so what opportunities do you see for businesses in the space of cooperative in Imo State?
There are many opportunities. Cooperative is a well-organized business enterprise. With cooperative, the state will go very far in economic development, because this cooperative is a business that is well organized. We have acts that guides it, and that act can be amended to suit the business group of cooperative members are interested in doing. They can arrange it and make it as it suits them, because it's autonomous, it is democratic, it is voluntary, it is their own business, and they can arrange it as they want to make it successful. So in this state, many are doing well in cooperative. Those that want to form can form cooperative, and the Department of Cooperative in State Secretariat can send their staff if they are invited, because that is their business and they do it how they want it. When they invite us, we come and organize them, arrange everything for them, tell them the system with which they will do and do very well. So there are many opportunities. They can go into palm kernel selling, palm oil, into farming, into fishery, into even estate management. So they can go too far in business through cooperative, through well-organized cooperative. As far as they have people, that is the cooperative members that are honest, men and women of integrity, those people that have this business, have interest in it, and they want it to go up high. Just like you have your sole business, in cooperative, you try and work hard to make your business work. So
okay, great. I mean, that's fine. Do you have examples of successful cooperatives in Imo State? You know, because one thing is to say, well, it's a good thing to do, but if it's that good, why are people not into it, right? And do we have examples of cooperatives that are doing very well?
Yes, there are a lot of them. There are many staff multipurpose cooperative societies that are doing well. Three Brewery at our mama, they are doing well. Federal Polytechnics, staff multipurpose cooperative. Imo State University staff cooperative. That of at Okigwe, we have it's called 9 Hot Research Institute at Okigwe. That's Federal College at Okigwe staff. They are also doing well.
Okay, so what you're saying in essence is that the cooperative can be formed by people who also have paid employment. I mean, these examples you have given are cooperatives yes. run by staff of certain organizations in that sense, yes. right? So, but exactly. Do you also have examples of cooperatives that are standalone where communities have come together to do things, or individuals have come together as opposed to people who are in paid employment? So, Mrs. Oji, do you have examples of those that are not necessarily staff-based?
Yes, there are. There is processing and farming cooperative called Omo Aro. at Nekede. They are doing well. They are processing oil. They have also machines that are processing gari. There is another one at Dato that are also doing well. Is fishery. Their business is on fishery. They are doing well. There is another one at Ohaji. They are processing oil processing and gari processing too. They are even trying to export their products on the process of export. There are a lot of them.
Thank you for that. And if you don't mind, I don't know, I mean, if you don't mind, you can also share your contact details because some of our listeners might want to get in touch to see how you can help them or how they can register or even to point them to some of these good examples you've mentioned. So if you think it's convenient for you, you can leave your contact details, but I promise you they will call you anyway. So, okay. So if you want to leave your number, that's fine. But yeah.
My phone number is 090 50 14 3925.
Okay, do you want to say that again?
Another number is 080 33 91 4646.
Okay.
That is my contact.
Okay, fantastic. So Barrister Obioma, do you want to unmute yourself and introduce yourself and also see what you can offer in relation to the conversation?
I am, like I said before, I am Barrister Christian Obioma Uzoma. Retired in the year 2017. So the question you were asking in terms of how to use cooperative to help ourselves in Imo State, I would say yes. Cooperative is a body corporate like we used all over the world by people, whether in the rural or other urban areas, to come together, get organized, identify their needs, and be able to carry out ways and means to achieve. When they want to come together as cooperatives, to find people who are determined, who are courageous enough to face their challenges by bringing their capitals together, their human resources together, and be able to galvanize it in such a way that those needs that they identified will be able to be faced headlong and be able to achieve. And once they are able to meet up with this, we say they have achieved, they are successful in terms of ensuring that those needs have been able to be overcome. So that is the way we encourage people to do it. And the cooperative in Imo State can help a lot, because in the past, if I may use that word, the founding fathers of cooperative of Imo State did a lot. That was why we had in the past, we had Cooperative and Commerce Bank. We had a cooperative mill even at Onitsha Road. We have a cooperative hostel and association, the owners of what we know as Kilimanjaro at Mbari Street, even though I don't know whether they have sold them off, and so many other bodies. There are so many numerous to help. Like you said, it's also a question of identifying our needs in our individual villages or communities or local government level, and find the ways to get people who are like minds, who can come together, organize themselves, go to the cooperative departments, seek for the ways and means they will be registered and an enterprising personality. The only problem I find with us here is that we've not been able to, because often we go solo, and because we go solo, I still find it encouraging that those people who can do it alone can, when they muzzle up their resources together and come together, they will do much, because the Englishman says if you put one hook in a river, you will catch one fish. But if you come together, get so many in the river, you may get enough fish, more than you need it. So cooperative can do a lot. It depends on our people finding people with like minds. That is very, very important. And cooperative is a voluntary thing. You don't force people to do it. And work together at the point or elect their committee members who are the managers of the cooperatives. These are the people who will run the cooperative day to day, in line with they make policy statements and use those policy statements to carry out what they need, and they'll be able to solve it. They report to the general meeting from time to time, and the general meeting itself will have their leaders. So that is for us as it is. Cooperative has a lot to do when you come to talk about community development. You cannot do without cooperative. Even though at times associations, but when you want to drive them down to the cooperative, register them accordingly, and use the principles of cooperative, you will achieve a lot.
Okay, thank you very much. And talking about the English, let's speak to Dr. Juden Zako, who probably understands them more than a number of us. Yeah. So, Dr. Juden Zako, you wanted to come in.
Thanks, Prof. Yeah, I quite agree with Barrister Moside. I think, sorry, Ozoma. It's cooperative in Imo State. I would say somehow there is a gap at the moment. I'm not sure what Madam Ebere there has in place to help the current project we have, the Okobi. Because if we go by the statement so far, both from Madam Ebere and Barrister Ozoma, it looks like we are leaving it to the communities to come up with the idea and help themselves before they can grow. And taking from their statements as well, some of the founding fathers of the cooperatives, they did so well. And there are examples of companies and businesses started as cooperatives that are doing quite well at the moment. It behoves on the current generation to support a project like the Okobi, so that from there we can also nurture smaller cooperatives who could become bigger cooperatives tomorrow. And I think this is something wonderful for our generation. So Madam Ebere, in your ministry, I think it will help if you take this project, Okobi, to heart and design policies, support programs that we can go into local communities, see what we can do for them. Some of the times it's not about the project, it's about the idea. Before people can get interested in a project or a program, they must understand it. If they don't understand it, they won't. They think it's so difficult. At the moment, people tend not to like anything government. Majority of people, when you mention government, they kind of run away. They think government is coming to tax them. But a project like Okobi is not about taxing people. It's about helping people. There are people who don't know how to start business or start life. This project can put you together and show you the roadmap. This project can also raise the funds you need. That's always a difficulty, a problem starting a business. One good thing about this project is that it's assembled some banks, some financial institutions together, and who have completely laid down packages that can help this Okobi program. So if you're in a community you want to start, whether you want to start a farmers cooperative, manufacturers cooperative, or you want to start any type of cooperative, get yourself together. If you need the advice, yes, the office of the Chief Economic Advisor is there. And of course, if you come to Imo State Investment Promotion Agency, which is a business arm of the Imo State government, the government cannot do better than that to map out an office to help businesses of any sort get your advice, get your business plan drawn up, and even find you the money. We have arrangement with the banks at the moment that each individual you can get from 500,000 naira to start your cooperative, each individual. If there are 20 of you, you can imagine how much you can raise in that cooperative to start a business. And we also have a bulk 10 million naira for you. If you're going into manufacturing, up to 10 million naira without any collateral. All that we want you to do is to ensure that you work with your Eze, your traditional ruler, and you can come up with a solid business plan, which again, the government can help you to put together free of charge. You come to the government, the Imo State Investment Promotion Agency, or the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor will help you put the plan together to get you that 10 million naira. Local manufacturing is possible. All you got to do is to think. So, madam, in your office, I think you can push this further. And both the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor and my office, the Imo State Investment Promotion Agency, we can ride this higher with your support. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much. I think that's a very good contribution. I don't know, Ms. Soji, do you have any thoughts at the moment in terms of what your office can do for people who are listening to us at the moment? Do you have any initiatives coming up, or do you have existing initiatives they can tap into? I know some people have asked us questions about incentives, right? So I don't know, cooperatives that are registered through your office, for example, do they have any tax incentive? Are they given any tax holidays, or do they pay tax at all? So maybe that can also will key into it, because yes, they've asked us questions about what the government can do for them. Although we try as much as possible to say, well, this is you trying to do something for yourself, first and foremost. You need to have a skin in the game, so to speak. But then the government, there are other possible incentives the government can offer. Do you want to speak to some of these opportunities if they exist, Madam Ebere? But you want to unmute yourself. You need to click on that microphone star. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, yes.
Yes. My office can give them cooperative education.
Okay.
You know my department. In all the local government, we have our staff there. Like, for example, at Imbitolu, we have our staff so that it can be easy for cooperatives formed at Imbitolu to assess our staff for cooperative education. Even at my office in the State Secretariat, Ministry of Trade and Investment, Cooperative Department, those that come for registration, we start by giving them cooperative education, how this is managed, this cooperative is managed. That we give them brief history and the education, and they direct them to go to their local government that our staff are there, to be communicating with our staff, who, if they are invited, because our staff may be one or two.
Okay, Madam, let's break it down a bit. Let's break it down a bit. One is, do they pay tax? I mean, if they register today.
No, cooperative doesn't pay tax. A registered cooperative does not pay tax today.
Is it forever, or is it for a period?
Forever. Forever. It is in the act of cooperative. They don't pay tax. No matter how big their business is, they don't. Many of them have visited us in the office, complaining of people disturbing them to pay tax. We copy from the act that gives the privilege, the option that no matter how big their business is, they don't pay tax. That is one of.
Okay, so one can consider that as a possible incentive on the part of the government to encourage people to organize themselves in groups for business, right? In that sense. But where can they find you? You've talked about your office, but where is your office located? Where actually in Imo State?
It's located at State Secretariat, Port Harcourt Road, Ministry of Trade and Investment, Block 8. The Ministry of Trade and Investment is at Block 8, Cooperative Department. That is where my office is.
Okay, great. So, and if they want to go to the local government headquarters, who do they ask for? How do they go about it?
When they reach at the local government, they ask for a staff of cooperative from state. They will direct them where our office is in the local. For example, at Mbitolu, we have an office here. So we have in all the local governments in Imo State.
Okay, and they don't need to book appointment before going, so they can just walk in and have these conversations, right?
And they can come directly to our department, our state secretariat. We give them the contacts. If they find it difficult to locate them at the local government, so they call and they arrange with the staff. And even if they are having meetings, they can invite our staff to stay at their meeting, direct them on what to do. And this service is given free. That is one of the incentive from the government.
Okay, are there also other opportunities from the federal government? I know we are talking about state government here. So if they register with yourselves, are there possible opportunities that or incentives that can come from the federal?
Yes, from time to time, the federal government, for example, there was a time we had that anchor borrowers program. A lot of registered cooperatives benefited from that. And with a registered cooperative, with that certificate, you can get loan from CBN because a registered cooperative cannot owe you and run away from that. It's in the act. You must be found. And it's a limited liability system, which the properties of cooperative, that is their assets, will be sold to recover wherever they owe. So the banks, both commercial bank, central bank, easily give loan to registered cooperative than to individuals.
Okay, if they want money from the central bank, for example, do you have a process they can follow? Do they need to come to you, or who do they need to talk to? I know we don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of inquiries, but a good number of them have asked questions about money. We are not promising them money, but if we know where they can get money or who can lend them, why not? We can easily signpost them. So do you have suggestions on what they can do if they want to apply for such loans or facilities?
Yes, if they want to go for loan to central bank, I can introduce a registered cooperative to the staff that is responsible on giving this loan. They are identified at giving. So also in commercial banks, most often they come to confirm that this is a registered cooperative before they give loan. We are the one that confirm and direct them to look into their problem and assist them because they are duly registered. And with that, our signature and the introduction, they get loan easier.
Okay, fine. Before I bring in Dr. Jude Nzako, I'm just wondering if a cooperative registered with your office, is it also mandatory for them to register with Corporate Affairs Commission? Because we have had those questions before, where people are saying, you need to register with CAC as well in order to access certain things. So how does it work?
No, certainly not. Unless or a specific firm demand that. Besides that, they must not register with the CAC.
Corporate Affairs Commission
is enough for them to obtain whatever they want to obtain.
Okay, good to know. Dr. Jude, please.
Prof, anyway, I just, you're right. Your last question is exactly, I wanted to clarify on that. But she has answered that, which somehow still not clear. But we'll dig more to see, to make sure we get the right information.
Which other question? Is it the one on access to finance? Or?
No, the
CAC.
The CAC, because once you are registered as a local cooperative with the state ministry, your question, does that entitle the person to also be registered with CAC? And
yes, I mean, is it compulsory that you must register with CAC in order to be complete in a way?
Yes, of course. If you now want to consider, look at it from the legal point of view, the incorporation with the cooperative society in ministry does not necessarily mean incorporation with the CAC. However, the state law is still under the federal laws, but let's not bother with that.
Okay, just to make it simple now for our people. So the question is, yes, can our people leverage on whatever they will get from the state at this point to at least start something? And in the course of that, if they are required to now register with CAC, is another step.
Yes, exactly. So it's not difficult. It's not difficult. If they want to register with CAC, then if it's compulsory, because some financial institutions may insist on having the CAC registration. And if that be the case, then that would be a problem for them to accomplish.
Okay, great. So I will go to Barrister Obioma in a minute, but if you are just joining us, this is the One Kindred, One Business initiative anchored by the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor. And I'll play you a short video clip for you to appreciate what it is all about.
Susie, nne m ahụ gị bụ sọ mma. Ọ dị ka ị nwetala ọrụ n'oyo company.
You see nwanne m mgbado udo o nweghịkwa ọrụ oyi company m nwetara. Ihe hụrụ m na-amụke wụkwa aka ọrụ Okobi.
Ele nke wụkwa Okobi. Biko tupu enye m azụ, ahụchiele m anya. Ahụ m chọrọ enyemaka.
Ya bụ na ịnụbeghị maka Okobi. Ngwa gee ntị. Okobi wa atụmatụ ọma gọọmenti hiwere iji kpochapụ ụbịam na-akpụ ndị mmadụ isi aghara aghara. Okobi ga-ekewapụta ohere ọrụ maka gị o, maka ọha obodo gị niile. Naanị legharịa anya gburugburu gị. Chepụta nnọọ ihe ọbụla gị na ụmụnne na ụmụnna gị, ndị enyi ma ọ bụ ndị obodo gị nwere ike ịgbakọta aka mepụta ya mma, dịka ịzụ ọkụkọ, azụ, oke bekee, ịkọ pineapple, ịsụ mmanụ nkwụ ma ọ bụ mmanụ aṅụ na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche. Unu hazichi usoro eji eme ya ka ọ bụrụ ihe ga-amịpụta ego. Unu agbapụzie ya ọsọ gaa kpọtụrụ onye ji ọkwa Chief Economic Advisor n'ọchịchị steeti Imo. Ọ ga-agbazi unu olu nye unu ntụziaka, hazie ụkpụrụ a ga-eji mee ya ka ọ kwụsị ike ma mịta ezi mkpụrụ. Ọ ga-enyekwa aka n'ikewapụta ohere ọrụ nye ndị na-achọ ọrụ n'obodo.
Biko nye m akara ekwentị ha ka m kpọọ ahụ ozugbo ozugbo.
Ngwa were ihe dedata ya 07013512035 07013512035 ma ọ bụ 09114360076 09114360076. Ịkpọrọ ha ị ga-enweta ọsịsa maka ihe niile gbasara Okobi. Okobi wa atụmatụ bụ ịgba Shared Prosperity Government nke Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. Okobi ụmụnna wike ọwụ ha agha.
Okay, welcome back. So Barrister Uzoma, do you have any thoughts on what you have heard so far about the cooperative, the registration, the opportunities, even access to finance, and also the tax waiver?
Yes, from the other speakers, they are all in other, what I will have to add there is that cooperative assistance in Imo State can be compared with any, let me start from the corporate body, depending on what you want. If you want to register as a cooperative society, you have every right to go to the department and to get registered. Where you want to go for incorporation, you can still do that with the CAC. What I want to add there is that both certificates you obtain, whether in the CAC or the corporate department, makes you a corporate person. For the 10 promoters of the cooperative societies who want to register a primary cooperative society, once they obtain that certificate of registration from the Department of the ministry, they have every right to do their business according to the scope. Because for every cooperative society, they have a scope. If you, depending on the type of cooperative society you registered, that scope in the bylaw gives you the power, the jurisdiction to handle whatever you want to do in that area. It covers you. Then if you want to now advance yourself, maybe you are carrying out a professional business activity that will now, for instance, those of them who want to go into medicine or pharmacy, you now know that you now have to get a professional certificate in that area. And perhaps that certificate you will obtain in that area will mandate you to register with CAC. It does not follow that the corporate society is an inferior certificate to that. Both of them derive their personality from the act. And the act is a federal act. That act, which is a federal act, even though it is being domesticated and run by the state, is used even at the rural area. It doesn't make cooperative certificates an inferior certificate. So that is one thing I want to correct, because a lot of people have been asking this question, the difference between this and that. They are all subjects of the act, the federal act. The cooperative is being run by the state. That is why, because if you go to Federal Ministry of Agriculture, they can't register you as a cooperative, but you do it with the state. That is why I'm saying that it is the state that runs and manages and supervises cooperative societies, especially at the primary and the association level. So the issue of the OCOB is something that, like the man running the OCOB said, is something that they have to synergize properly, because this is the first time I'm hearing about it. And perhaps, I don't know whether the current director of cooperatives have heard about it. For you to do it and do it well, to the benefit of the citizens of the state, you have to synergize properly. And the ministry or the Department of Cooperative who have their staff in all the local government areas will drive this thing down to the rural areas, and perhaps get OCOB known to the people so that they will know what they will benefit from OCOB. That way, the Imo people will benefit so much, because as the present director has said it rightly, there were so many other programs. She mentioned about the anchor borrowers, and when that anchor borrowers came, we registered a lot of cooperatives, and we were meant to understand that the cooperatives that will benefit more from that program was the rice and I think rice, mainly rice, and a lot of people came in and registered. But what happened from then till now is what we may not be able to say, because a lot of people have been also asking me questions. What about that anchor borrowers? What about the loan that was promised to the people? And that is why I also advise that it is not always good to, present incentives first. It is always good to let the people know that they can let them identify their needs, identify people who have like minds. And when they do that, even at the local government, community or family level, they will be able now to know how to come together, look for a cooperative officer whether a divisional cooperative officer or an inspector or the director himself, to get them know what and how to do it. They may know how to run their business. They may know how to do their business, but they may not know how to do it in a cooperative way. So they need to be taught the nitty-gritties about cooperative as a way of managing their business, because cooperative is not, it does not even end with the cooperative department or at the federal level. It is a global thing. So we have to queue and be in line with the best practices in cooperative as we know it. So they have to be taught, unless whereby they don't want to run it as cooperative. They have every right also to form associations. They have every right to run their business as either an incorporated company or a PLC. But if they must have that nomenclature appended on their certificate as a cooperative body, they should align themselves with the cooperative department. They should be able to look for a cooperative officer, identify him, and invite him where the cooperative does not know that they exist, or after registration to teach them.
Osiza FM, please, can you mute yourself? This is very unprofessional. Okay, please carry on. Barrister Uzoma.
So that is what I may say for now. So they need our people need to be taught or be informed about the cooperative movement, because it helped so much in the past. It helped so much. It employed a lot of people. The founding fathers of cooperative did a lot. But what we are having today, I don't know. I bet government, that is where government will come in, because in the past, government also helped by providing them with land. You may not give them all the capital, but you can give them land where to get located and do their business. And I know that even if the cooperative societies at the primary level are invited to come down to the Apex Center, because the director of corporate knows where I'm talking about, the Apex Center. That Apex Center is where you have the unions and the associations. If you invite them to come there, Okobi can go there and teach them, or invite them at notable places where they will come and Okobi can let them know. Or even call some of us who are redundant as retired people to help. It's because cooperative is something that we learned in school, and we'll be willing to talk to people, because at the end of the day, what we want is to ensure that our people are well placed in terms of economic benefits. Because if they can come together, it doesn't cost us anything to come and talk to them. It doesn't cost us much to come and talk to them on how to help themselves. Queue in as cooperative body and be able to be recognized by the government, because the cooperative we are talking about, if you meet up with all the nitty-gritties, with all that you are required at the state level, what you are telling the state is that they know you and you know them. The issue of now going to the bank to get the financial assistance you want will not be difficult. And the issue of identifying addresses and knowing those who were the promoters of the cooperative society will not be difficult. But if we relax and wait, perhaps our problem will be there and nobody will address it. So
okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Barrister Uzoma. So let me invite Adeza Nwaka. I think the points you made about the office collaborating with others is very important, and that's also what we're trying to do here. That's how we came across you, as well as Onchi. And we'll do a lot more. But we have some opportunities in relation to the Okobi, and I would like to invite Adeza Nwaka to explain to our audience some of these opportunities and what we plan to do as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Just like the jingle we listened to, Okobi is a strategic initiative of His Excellency Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma through the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor to Imo State government. And it just represents an economic grassroots empowerment of kindreds and communities in Imo State. Now, Okobi is about kindreds coming together to form businesses, to champion businesses that will be sustainable and lucrative. For instance, there are villages, there are towns that are well known for oil production in Imo State, but you realize that they all do it individually. And when they do these things individually, they don't always make much. The off-takers make so much out of them because they are just dealing directly with individuals. But imagine a scenario where these people come together, bring their products together, register themselves as a cooperative business or a joint business venture. It's also exciting to note that they won't even be paying taxes from what Mrs. Ebere Oji said. So imagine them coming together now to set up a business which they now sell to a larger public or even a company. It increases their bargaining power. It helps them to make more money, and it also helps them to put in more efforts, bring together their skills, their experiences, and their expertise to make sure that their business is doing well. That is what the One Kindred, One Business initiative is all about. Another example I'm going to cite, I have a friend in Lagos that is into a food business. She was telling me last week that she paid 2 million naira for Ako. What we call Ako in Imo State is termites. You know, when they pluck it, when they pick it, it comes out in a season or something. And when they all pick those Ako, they sell it. And she paid 2 million naira for her mom to source for that termites for her. And I'm asking her, how does she do it? Does she go from place to place? She said yes, that she reaches out to people individually in areas where these things come out and they pick it and sell. That she gets a painter of that Ako for 700 naira from local women, from women that are selling it locally. And I asked her, how much do you sell it? She said she sells it for 22,500. Now she is making so much of these people because they do not know the power they can have if they do this business as a cooperative business. So it goes further to make us understand that One Kindred, One Business initiative will help people to leverage more on their abilities and their skills to create a sustainable and a lucrative business. First of all, their businesses will be more productive, both in quality and quantity, and also they attract the larger public, well-established brands. For another example I'm going to cite will be the people that produce palm oil, the people that are into oil palm production. Most of us do not know that palm kernel shells are needed by cement manufacturing companies like Lafarge, like Dangote. They use it as alternative sources of fuel during combustion. Now, we throw away some of these products, some of these things, we throw them on the streets of our communities, on the roads to cover potholes. But maybe one person's output may not be enough for what the company needs. But if they can come together, they can bring all their palm kernel shells together, register as a cooperative business, and be direct suppliers to some of these companies, which is what they can do only if they are existing as a joint business venture, because some of those well-established brands will not even deal with individuals alone. Another company is also fruit juice producing companies like Chivita and all the rest. If we have a pineapple orchard in a community like Ohaji being managed by different people who register together as a joint business, imagine supplying big food brands for consistently for 5 years. Imagine how the kind of employment it will create, the kind of wealth it will create. So let us look within us and see those things that are in our communities that we can use, that we can come together to work on and use it to create wealth internally. The government may not give us the capital, but the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor will provide mentorship services. We can give you consultancy services. We can reach out to people that are doing well in these things and tell them to help us to talk to these people and teach them how they can prosper in these businesses. This is what One Kindred, One Business initiative is all about. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But do you want to elaborate on some of the opportunities that have come our way? Like, say, for example, the Dangote one. So anyone listening can also take advantage of that because, I mean, they have been on us trying to see how we can help them organize local communities to support.
Yes, there's an opportunity for palm kernel shell supplies from Dangote group of companies. So we're also reaching out to communities that are into oil palm production to see if they can come together to supply these palm kernel shells. They can reach out to the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor by calling these numbers 070-135-12035. So that we can, another number they can also call is 070-340-20766. They can call any of these numbers or send an email to Office of the CEAIMSG@gmail.com. They can schedule an appointment, they can call for a discussion, let us know how we can connect them to these off-takers.
Okay, do you want to repeat the two numbers?
Okay, 070-135-12035. Again, 070-135-12035. The other one is 070-340-20766. Again, 070-340-20766. They can call any of these numbers to schedule an appointment or make inquiries concerning any Okobi business or concerning that of Dangote palm kernel shell offtake. Thank you.
Brilliant. So we see some of these opportunities coming across. We also have some that are looking for pineapples, oranges, and a lot more. So please reach out and keep in touch. And if you're having issues, not issues, even if you're thinking of areas you want to focus on, we are also there to help and also link you to people who have the expertise to help you also develop your business plan and talk you through what the opportunities are. I don't know, I mean, Dr. Judunzako, whether you have any thoughts at this point or if you want to come in, and to our audience as well, if any person has any quick question to ask, we have like 5 minutes left and time is no longer our friend. So Doctor, do you want to come in?
Yes, Prof. Just to say, yes, it's been a wonderful day. A small question for Mrs. Ebere. How much does it cost to register a cooperative?
Okay, for the registration, you pay 12,000 to TSA account. Then in the office, for us to give you the forms, the certificate, the 3 bylaws, you pay 7,000.
Okay, so that's 19,000 altogether. That's good. All right, Prof. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Let's see if we can have some questions from the audience. Thank you.
Okay, good. Any quick questions? Okay, fine. So if there are no questions, so I think it leaves me the chance again to play the clip, the advert, and the more we promote it, the more people may also understand where we are coming from and see how they can connect to the whole idea. So, yeah.
Susie, nne m ahụ gị bụ sọ mma. Ọ dị ka ị nwetala ọrụ n'oil company.
You see nwanne m mgbado udo dị o. O nweghịkwa ọrụ oil company m nwetara. Ihe ị hụrụ m na-amụke wụkwa aka ọrụ Okobi.
Ele nke wụkwa Okobi. Biko tupu enye m azụ, ahụ chele m anya. Ahụ m chọrọ enyemaka.
Ya bụ na ịnụbeghị maka Okobi. Ngwa gee ntị. Okobi wa atụmatụ ọma gọọmenti hiwere iji kpochapụ ụbịam na-akpụ ndị mmadụ isi aghara aghara. Okobi ga-ekewapụta ohere ọrụ maka gị o, maka ọha obodo gị niile. Naanị legharịa anya gburugburu gị. Chepụta nnọọ ihe ọbụla gị na ụmụnne na ụmụnna gị, ndị enyi ma ọ bụ ndị obodo gị nwere ike ịgbakọta aka mepụta ya mma dịka ịzụ ọkụkọ, azụ, oke bekee, ịkọ pineapple, ịsụ mmanụ nkwụ ma ọ bụ mmanụ aṅụ na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche. Unu hazichi usoro eji eme ya ka ọ bụrụ ihe ga-amịpụta ego. Unu agbapụzie ya ọsọ gaa kpọtụrụ onye ji ọkwa Chief Economic Advisor n'ọchịchị steeti Imo. Ọ ga-agbazi unu olu nye unu ntụziaka, hazie ụkpụrụ a ga-eji mee ya ka ọ kwụsị ike ma mịta ezi mkpụrụ. Ọ ga-enyekwa aka n'ikewapụta ohere ọrụ nye ndị na-achọ ọrụ n'obodo.
Biko onye m akara ekwentị ha ka mkpụ ahụ ozugbo.
Ngwa were ihe jedata ya 07013512035 07013512035 maọbụ 09114360076 09114360076. Ịkpọrọ ha ị ga-enweta ọsịsa maka ihe niile gbasara oke obi. Oke obi wa atụmatụ bụ ịgba Shared Prosperity Government nke Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. Oke obi ụmụnna wike ọwụ ha agha.
Thank you. Dr. Jude Nzako, do you want to say something?
Yes, just a quick recap there for the benefit of those people who really don't like to hear the word taxation. The OCOBI and the cooperative offers you an opportunity because now you know you don't have to pay any tax once you're a cooperative. You can run your business under a cooperative and you will think about tax, not at all. There's no tax to pay, although there may be some tax for if you employ people, you have to pay their own income tax. But for you as a company, you keep your profit. I can't see it better in any country or in anywhere. So it's an opportunity for you. Take it now, and then you're there. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, thank you very much. And that's a good note to end, a very high one as well. So I want to thank my panelists, Mrs. Ebere Oji, you've done it great by explaining things to us. Barrister Obioma Uzoma, thank you very much. And Mrs. Adeze Waka. And also to thank my co-moderator, of course, Dr. Jude Nzako, who has always been very, very supportive. And we are also supported by the Commissioner for Special Duties, Dr. Anukwem, who couldn't make it today, but he's always there with us as we go along. And our next step then will be to move on to the different communities through their AZs. So if you want us to come to your village, please let us know, reach out. We're here to support. And some communities have started registering, and I'm proud to say that my own community, Amimo, has registered Kindred One Business Initiative through the office of Madam Ebere Oji. So it's always a pleasure to see different communities come on board. So this now leaves me the opportunity to thank my team, Mrs. Jovita Agu, Ms. Adeza Shahem, and of course, Mrs. Adeze Waka. So see you next time and have a nice weekend.